Right. Streamlabs playing up there. Very warm welcome, everybody, and hope you're all well. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. It's great to have you back with us today as we begin our journey in Prishtina today as well. I'm assuming the very beginning of that you didn't actually hear my voice. Weirdly enough, Streamlabs has reset my microphone settings. We're going to begin our journey here at the fantastic M'M Simulations Prishtina International Airport. And we're going to be heading off to the brand new RDPresets Girona-Costa Brava Airport, just north of Barcelona in Spain, which is going to be releasing in about 2 days from now, I think. Lots of green in the live chats. Hello to Ian, Baccasato, Jack, MPS Gaming, Neil, Gav, Stuart. Hello, folks. Great to have you with us today. John McKenzie, Joey Goofy, and anybody else tuning in as well. We're going to explore this scenery prior to our departure over the next 10-15 minutes, and in addition to that we're going to be checking out our slightly updated version of the Osprey Airways Fenix A320-200 as well. Tapsy's recreated the paint scheme for us. There we go. This is the exterior of Prishtina from this sort of wide angle perimeter look, if you like. Doctor on board, welcome. It'd be great to hear what you guys think in the live chats as well as we check out both this scenery and Girona at the other end of the flight today as well. E-Hawk, good afternoon. All the links, of course, are also in the description, so if you want to purchase any of these, you'll be able to find the links in the relevant places. They're both, I think, going to be available on Contrail. Great way to download and install products. Zarte, that's you in the DHL in the background then. Off in the far end down here, you've got a bit of a military base. It's sort of a bit Kosovo military area within Prishtina, from what I understand. Not too much to see there, of course. And this is a route that actually isn't done in real life due to political tensions between the two countries. But in Flight Sim, we can go wherever we want, whenever we want. However we want. Jack's purchased Prishtina today. It's fairly limited on the actual real-world routes that you can do. There aren't loads, but the modelling work from MSFS Simulations is very nice indeed. I'd like to see the developer tackle some larger, more mainstream airports, similar to like they did for Dalaman. I'd like to see that sort of thing done, I think. Some bigger international airports. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe down below as well if you are new to the channel. It's great to have you on board with us, choosing to tune in today and watch perhaps for the first time. Hope you enjoy it. Absolutely is, yes. There we are, get your KFC. The thing is, it's tough because I had these two new airports and I wanted to kind of tackle them both at the same time because this scenery I've had for a couple of weeks. It was supposed to be a preview, unfortunately. It just timings didn't work out for me at all. So I figured I might as well try and blend the two. It's a fantastic airport by the looks of it. It's really nicely detailed. The exterior model's exquisite and the inside's pretty cool as well. It's nice to have a little bit of life in the terminal area, even though they're static people. Making our way through security. Some animated CCTV cameras there as well. We can pop through duty free, get some perfume and some booze. Oh, good old Toblerone. You can't go flying without getting a bar of Toblerone somewhere in an airport, can you? Pretty cool, isn't it? Actually quite impressed by this. Performance is very good as well. just about read those signs. More so on the left screen than the right. The right screen's quite blurry, weirdly enough. Afternoon, Peter. Avsim, howdy. What do you guys think then? This is the terminal, basically. And if we pop out to the airside section, where it's stand 203A, I think. 201A. There we are. 201A. Journey's going to take us a couple of hours to get towards Girona-Costa Brava, but we've still got a few little bits to check out here too. We've already done boarding with GSX. The passengers are sitting on the aeroplane being very patient. Looks like there's an interior here inside the tower as well. Badger, howdy! Declan, nothing. Declan's 1050 eyes sweating just watching this scenery on YouTube. It's so detailed. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. Very cool. He stuck the MSFS Simulations logo there on the dash. It's almost like a live showcase video that I've done. Same sort of music that I tend to always choose for this sort of thing. Just like hours and hours of filming and editing though whenever I do these pre-recorded videos and things. Bar station. There's some Osprey pilot flying along, and then right down the bottom we've got a couple of cargo folks and some animated flags down there as well by the looks of it. There's the DHL, and that might be Neil there in his Osprey 737-800. That is Prishtina, I believe. Let's have a quick rotate round, pan around on drone cam. Certainly looks to be the case. We've got a default GSX profile today. We've got to get back to the plane with a drone camera. Nacho Cat, are you in Bat Sim? Wolfdog saying, have I ever flown to Punta Ricey? No, I don't think I have. Neil, absolutely fine. We could pay for the bus. There we are. Got a whiz flying along as well. We were going to do a flight from here to Memmingen and then Ryanair hop down, but we kind of changed our mind with that. Just logistically and timings wise, it could be a bit tricky. There we go, there's an FSLTL 737-800 in the background. And I was mid-prep during this. Let's go to seatbelt signs. How's that all looking overhead? That's looking good. Boarding has been completed, that's why the jetty has been sent away. That's why, Nacho Cat, yeah, because we don't play on multiplayer, unfortunately. We only fly on VATSIM, which is a separate system only available on PC. Oh, we need to change the runway there. 3-5 and dry. Jack, yeah, I mean it's an FSLTL model because Osprey Airways, some of our aircraft liveries are actually included in FSLTL and in their VMR, which is really cool. On to Navigraph. You can kind of see our routing today because it's a bit of an odd route. It's not actually permitted in real life at all, and Kosovo is nestled geopolitically in a little bit of a weird, sensitive area. So our routing today is going to take us away from Serbia, down towards Albania, and then across the Adriatic Sea, skirting just at the top of northern Italy, past, is it Pisa? No, Genoa. A little bit of French airspace, and then heading down in towards Spain, Girona's Costa Brava. It's about 2 hours, 30 minutes or so flight time. If we begin looking at the charts here, you can see we're on the main apron, Kilo, at the terminal area. We're going to be taxiing down past the military apron. So we're going to push start facing south, and then we're going to taxi down on Alpha all the way to Hold Point Golf, runway 35. From there, a departure initially northbound to Papa Romeo 602, heading at 351 degrees. It's about 4 miles from takeoff, and then we're going to turn left, Papa Romeo 620, max 230 knots, with then a left turn again, heading 212 degrees, Papa Romeo 622, and then we're going to be heading down 154 degrees towards Sarax as we then cross the North Macedonian border. We're going to use the full runway. Because of that, we've got our V speeds calculated there. I'm going to jot these down actually. So V1 145, rotate 145, V2 148, 1 down 0.4 for the triple horizontal stabilizer and a flex of 65 degrees, and then it's saying 2790 for the thrust reduction altitudes and stuff like that.
Osprey 131 Golf, radio check.
145.
5 by 5. Thank you very much.
148. Transition altitude, that would be on the SID charts, and it is 13,000. Happy days.
5 by 5.
And 65 degrees for the flex. Oops, wrong button. So we want 1.
Osprey 2472, radio check.
Slash down.
8 by 9.
No. 8 by 9. Down 0.4, and then it flexes 65
Eurotrain 2808, requesting radio check.
2790.
No, I can't hear anything out of your radio, I'm afraid, sorry. Yeah, totally garbled.
Brilliant. Init pages, so we're going to make sure we've got that init B page done as well. So our zero fuel weights, where is our performance stuff? Going to be in here, mass balance. 57.8 and 32.4. 57.8
Luke's
slash.
up there thinking can't take Osprey Airways anywhere.
How could you read my mind?
You're seeing that. We're all professional pilots.
Block confirmed. Oh dear. Right, where were we? It's completely lost my train of thought. Flight plan page is done, so we've got departure 35. We've got our SID put in as well. That's Sarax 1 Delta departure. No altitude constraints as such, so what we're going to do is we're just going to, since we require minimum climb gradient, enter $. I'm going to set, not 49,000, holy moly.
I blame me drugs.
36,000 feet, and our QNH is going to be .META BKPR 1022. So, a couple of tweaks in here. We've got the CellCal plate now updated in here, and in the cabin. Actually, is it 0? There we go. We've got the new Osprey cabin, a little bit more holiday vibe, I suppose. So we've redone the seats. I'll say we. Papsy's been working really hard at creating a much improved cabin. So we've got these leather light blue Osprey seats, plus with the Osprey headrest, seat cover, and then down here we've got our in-flight magazine SAW, plus the safety demonstration card, which is just tucked away underneath it. You can kind of just see it poking out there as well. We can come off external power. We can go to ground services here. We can clear those. Doors are all closed. Back to my flights. And we're gonna run with that, I think. Transponder set 2000. It's been a little while since it's been in the Airbus. I know it does most things for us. Oh, actually, let's get this ATC message first. It's very different to the Boeing. Therefore, I'm probably going to make a couple of mistakes today. Get the final load sheet, we'll accept that. Oh yes, we want to link the Barrow as well. This is something that I keep thinking is state saved. For some reason it's not. Where is it? There we go, linked.
My Airbus feels different. I have some weird joystick ahead of me.
So now we've got 1022 on the right hand side as well, otherwise we'll have a discrepancy between the captain and the first officer's seats. So, GSX, prepare for pushback. Get beacon on. APU's good, we're off external power, so lights and signs are all set as required, and the ground equipment is clear as well.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
So pilot's point of view, with the default profile, we're going to want the nose to go left, tail right. We'll wait for the pushback tug to be put into position.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
She goes. There's the bypass pin.
The
tug's going to make it look totally messy, so I'm going to go back into the flight deck and not look at it because it destroys my OCD. I do like GSX.
Locking gear.
Where we're going to push back facing south, aren't we? So 201 Alpha. Nose left, tail right. Prishtina traffic, Osprey 165, stand 201 Alpha, QNH 1022, push and start to face south. Prishtina traffic.
Thanks for the altimeter.
Prishtina traffic, Osprey 2472 is pushing back and we'll be starting on stand from the Kilo apron.
Mission mode
and
starts.
We'll be facing to the north. Prishtina traffic.
Prishtina traffic, Osprey 131 Golf, starting on the stand and pushing forward from to face south.
We can listen to these external sounds. So, oh, yeah, could you imagine? Well, I think the GSX profile might be a little bit messed up. You know what? I might just leave it to see what it does. We're only on Unicom. We'll see what we hit. Or is it just going to keep going back? Oh, there's a big ruddy curve there.
Set parking brake.
I don't want to hit that.
Waiting your confirmation for a good
Definitely need a
engine start.
GSX profile here.
Hit the ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
That's messy, isn't it? But hey ho, we're going to taxi down that way. Let's pop. So we've got beacon lights on. What would be nice to see is maybe developers actually create, so NZA simulations from yesterday, prime example, they created a GSX profile for their scenery and added it as part of the package. You then get it from the package folder and you stick it in the app data Virtualis GSX folder to be added as a profile.
Disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
And Prishtina traffic, Eurotrans 2808.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Wow.
35
I thought I had problems.
1, Alpha 2,
What?
Alpha 3.
What is going
Alpha
on there?
4,
People
Alpha
worry about
5,
immersion
and
being
holding
wrecked.
point
It's
call.
well and truly lost now. God. Oh, what are we going to do? Let's get the APU off. I'm going to turn right here actually then. Prishtina traffic, Osprey 165, taxi to hold point, Golf runway 35, right on the apron, Kilo, onto Alpha, Prishtina traffic.
Osprey 131 Golf asks questions as to why there's a aircraft doing a nose stand backwards.
GSX ain't finished yet, is it?
From my perspective,
there
it
she
looks
is.
like that the A320
Doesn't say to have a good trick yet.
No, correction, concrete.
This is most unusual. I don't think he's a professional aviator.
Where's that? Where's that going? Oh, there it is. I don't know where she's going. I thought she said have a good flight. Let's see if it shouts at me again. Oh no. Yep, happy days. Okay, taxi lights are all on. Sharp right.
And traffic Eurotrans
There goes the
2808 will be giving way to the A320.
Let's arm the spoilers. We can set auto brake max. Just looking at the PFD for my control surface checks.
Prishtina traffic Osprey 131 Golf, taxi via Alpha to runway.
Commentator, hello. By the way, if you push pedal disconnect in like that, what it will do is it will give you standard scheduled departure. Oh, look at that, we're literally 1 minute. We pushed back 1 minute before we were due. Epic. What it does is it pops back up again once you have, what's the word? Once you've reached a certain speed on takeoff, is it 60 knots or 40 knots? I think it pops back up. Can't remember the exact conditions though. off the top of my head.
Osprey 131 Golf, Pristina traffic will hold for Wizz Air to pass in front. Osprey 131 Golf.
Very nice with the hills around the airport as well. Beautiful sounds actually. Listen to that.
This is Osprey 236. After Wizz Air departs, I will be pushing back from stamp 101 Alpha, facing south.
Absolutely fantastic sounds. Okay, take off memos, no blue. The contrast is a little bit dark, isn't it still? Annoyingly, I can't actually make it any brighter. The bright panel lights at the back don't actually do very much at all to help, but hey ho. Crikey, yeah, you are tailgating, aren't you? Fenix A320 recently updated the other day as well. So far, I know we're not really pushing it to the same level of comparable scenery from recent streams, but so far performance seems to be a little bit better for me actually already, which is a very welcome change. Mikael, hello. Christopher, hope you're well. Yeah, it's a shame really. I was kind of hoping that IAEs would have arrived by now. That was one of the things they said they would be working on pretty quickly after its initial release, but we're still waiting for some big meaty updates, aren't we, from them? I'd very much love to see a Fenix A321. MPS Gaming, hello. Little military trucks over there at the base. And here is Golf coming up. Lights and signs are all good. Let's pop them all on. TCAS down the bottom here. TARA. And everything else is set as well. Keep the momentum. Seems like we're going uphill ever so slightly here now because we've slowed right down on the taxi. Jonathan, hello. Amaruk, welcome. MPS is going to be flying the Pig 737-600. By the way, actually, Tapsi has created the new modern version of the Osprey Airways livery for Greece now, so you can enjoy the 737-600 with that.
Osprey 236, expecting to hold a point Golf via Alpha.
Pristina traffic, Osprey 165, fire Golf lining up runway 35, taking off Sarax 1 Delta departure, Pristina traffic. Final checks going onto the runway. Look at that waviness of the runway down there. It's fantastic. It's almost like a long version of Birmingham.
And Prishtina traffic,
Jonathan, it's
Eurotrans
absolutely
2808 is
fantastic.
holding short at holding point
The only
Golf.
thing I have, the only issue I have with it is the fact that it's very limited on routes because of the geopolitical tensions, really, and the that sort of thing. So, those of you who like to fly real-world routes, I think you would struggle with it, really. Stick forwards, 40%. 2 clicks, flex, SRS, runway, cross set, take off inhibit. $80 knots, ease the nose wheel pressure off. Wonderful runway texturing. Come on, girl. Slow to accelerate. E1, rotate. 2, positive rate. Gear up.
Osprey 131 Golf, holding at hotel as my airfield doesn't go as long as you want to through.
I'm actually off-road right now.
There we go. Auto brake, sorry, autopilot 1 on.
Pristine traffic, Osprey 2472 is holding with company traffic at Foxtrot. Pristine traffic.
And Prishtina
leave it
traffic,
climb.
Eurotrans 2808 is gonna be lining up at 35.
I'm going to move off the 131 Golf, but move a little bit further forward.
I thought it was an auto.
A little bit closer.
Oh well, we'll put it on. Well done, aeroplane, for pointing that out. In fact, I think I might have seen Christopher pointing that out as well, actually. What views do we have here? There we go, that's the one we want. Rolled the dice with that flat retraction there. Looks like we've just about caught that well. We've got the LDEP buckets, interestingly enough. We get rid of the ground spoilers. Based on the fact they absolutely spam their promotional marketing stuff, Avsim, I would imagine not many.
And Prishtina traffic, Eurotrans 2808 is departing runway 35 via the Sarah 1 Delta departure.
Personally, I'd like to see MSFS Simulations work on some bigger airports. I've said that before as well. Dalaman, for example, beautiful scenery, very good airport as well. Plenty of route options, whether it be leisure or otherwise, from all over the world for flights into Dalaman, which are quite welcome and quite nice. So I'd like to see them use, I don't know, some slightly more popular airports with less geopolitical issues attached to them. Yeah, that's only my opinion anyway. There are plenty of airports to do, aren't there? Let's face it. So sometimes I can't quite understand why they choose the random airports.
Christian traffic, Osprey 131 Golf. It's your turn next, sir.
Go ahead.
So that again, did you say it's my turn?
Yep.
Roger that, Osprey 131 Golf, lining up runway 35 for departure via Sykes 1D departure.
Belgrade would be a good one, Sim, actually. Yeah, Belgrade would be quite cool. Again, not mega routes options though. Trying to think off the top of my head which one I'd like to see them do. That's sort of the level of Dalaman. looking forwards to the next couple of hours. We have got LEGE Girona-Costa Brava by RDPresets coming very soon to Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's going to be releasing on the 11th of October, so just 2 days away now. It's going to be available on the RDPresets store, on the basically their own website. It's going to be available on Sim Market, flightsim.to and contrail.shop. And for those of you who like to use the in-sim Microsoft Marketplace, RDPresets Girona-Costa Brava will be available there as well to purchase and download. Orthodog, nothing really specific in relation to the charts. I'd have to have a dig around really. Perhaps it's something I could go and angle in towards. Usually
Osprey 131 Golf rolling.
we cover a lot of routes, and therefore we also go through a lot of the charts on Navigraph when we're live flying all these routes. So I guess I've not really worried about doing tutorials for charts because we go through them every single stream. Get back into the flight deck for a moment. I'm feeling we're through, yeah, we're well through 10,000, so let's turn the lights and stuff off here. And standard pressure.
Pristine traffic, Osprey 2472 will line up after the departing Wizz Air and give 2 minute separation. Pristine traffic.
Yeah, the A310 coming very soon, less than a month and a half away now, isn't it? The 40th anniversary edition of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Really looking forward to that. It's going to be another aircraft to learn. Beautiful payware quality for mini builds as well. So it's going to be interesting.
Osprey 131 Golf, passing 5,000.
And the PMDG 737-900 has been penciled in for a potential release date of the end of November as well. So their latest iteration coming fairly soon as well, in the next month and a half to 2 months. Really exciting for that. And they've made a little update on their forums today. They've made massive amounts of progress on the 777. In fact, more progress than Robert had anticipated whilst away on annual leave. So it's that sounds like that project is coming on at a great pace. And that's one aeroplane that a lot of us, including myself, are really, really excited for. Yeah, A310 is probably as Boeing-esque as Airbus would probably get, the A300 and A310. Really looking forward to the A300, 600 as well though. That'd be an aeroplane I'd like to see. some old school Monarch Airlines routes and that sort of thing from the UK. But as Zato's saying, it's still Airbus-esque, just a little bit more, less fly-by-wire. In my brain, anyway, it tells me that if I can fly the 737, I can certainly fly the A300 or the A310. But we'll have to pick up bones out of it and kind of work it all out. Yeah, Cook's just below somewhere. It's a great climb out visually. Look at that. We're having to navigate around lots of basically airspace that doesn't recognise Kosovo, so we're routing around that. $29K Monkey. So how do you get the liveries for the Fenix A320? You use the livery installer, the livery manager that's included with the Fenix A320. When you purchase it, you get two programs, the Fenix app and Livery Manager. Livery Manager is how you download all of their included liveries, and then you can get the others from flightsim.to, and you just put them into the relevant packages, basically, as long as they appear in the community folder somehow, whether it be by add-on linker or if you install it directly into the community folder, it will basically have it all up there for you, so you'll be able to use different liveries there. Thanks Doc, I've just refreshed that. Brits heading to Kefalonia, very nice. So all of that ducking, dodging and weaving now has brought us into North Macedonia. Skopje is just behind the tail actually by about probably 18 miles or so roughly. Weirdly enough, Fly Life Studios just exited itself now as well. Brilliant. Let me refresh it again. There we go. So we are, if I show you Valanta, we've headed out of Prishtina on that Sarax 1 Delta SID, that standard instrument departure, across to the border of North Macedonia. From there we're heading across into Albanian airspace from Mava, straight across that in a direct sort of line, then over Montenegro, past Podgorica, Dubrovnik as well, if we're looking now at sort of Croatia next, or a fly past Dubrovnik, Split, and then over the Adriatic Sea towards Pavena, Bologna, and then Genoa in Italy, before then crossing over a bit of French airspace and then over the Gulf of Leon from Marseille, sending down into Girona there to go and check out the new RDPresets Girona-Costa Brava. VATSIM's looking pretty busy today. Not massive amounts of ATC online though, but good old Athens radar. That reliable, fantastic service from them. That's online for those of you who like to fly in and around Greece. Lola Joe, very nice. Flew back from Kefalonia yesterday in real life. What? Which aircraft and airline? to 737-800, fantastic. Did the pilots apply the correct takeoff thrust power? Or did they get spooked? Oh, by the way, yesterday I watched on Netflix, for those of you who have it, I watched Flight Risk. Very interesting to watch. I've watched a couple of the programs that focus specifically on the aircraft incidents, like the air crash investigation, things like that. So I've watched detailed sort of dig down into the Lion Air and the Ethiopian 737 MAX crashes, but I'd not watched Flight Risk until yesterday. About an hour and a half documentary following a couple of people fighting Boeing, basically. Really interesting. Shows you how toxic a big American corporation can be, though. Lola Joe, wow, not sure, but we had a tail strike. Tail strike on touchdown or on takeoff? Poseidon, beyond the noise, if you're in the cabin, you'd definitely hear the scraping and probably a little bit of vibration as well, perhaps depending on where you're seated. In the flight deck, I think you would hear, depends how bad it is really, but you hear a bit of a noise, but you would usually get an ECAM warning, I think, but the aeroplane senses that there's been a tail strike because it's hit the tail strike sense a bit on the tail. Lola's saying it was landing in Kefalonia, the nose wheel was too high due to the speed. That is not good. So basically your pilot almost stalled onto the runway. Or yeah, flew too slow and fled too harshly perhaps. Coastline extending from left to right across the screen with that terrain looks fantastic. Jack, that's not good. When you say you've lost your screen completely, what do you mean? Tim Sim, hello, good afternoon. Just got the TCA Airbus side stick. What tool is needed to swap the buttons from captain to first officer, please? Does anybody know the answer to that? Personally, I'm not sure myself. I don't have the TCA stuff, nor the Thrustmaster Boeing stuff either. Actually, very expensive. I think what you get, but I haven't got the TCA Airbus stuff. But there are a lot of people in the live chat that I believe do, so they might be able to help. I would imagine there's some sort of Allen key or something like that, maybe, that allows you to unscrew it. Action, hello to you in China, welcome, good evening to you. Zato, I'll be cruising at flight level 360 today. There you go, it's just a screwdriver. Easy. Jack sent his screen has gone green. Can hear sounds but no visual. Is that... Could that possibly be a GPU failure? Really not sure what to suggest with that. Great view. Almost a cruise now. David, good afternoon. How are you? So I had a nice flight from Newark to LEGE, 8 hours in the A330-900s. Ian's loving all the contrails that are now showing up. Yeah, at this point actually we should see quite a few behind us, so we'll have a little look. More NFL watching to do this afternoon, absolutely, David. Can't wait. When the missus gets home, I'm sure she'll be very pleased. Sky Sports will be on. And then on another screen I'll have Red Zone as well. Love a bit of Red Zone carnage. Lewis, hello buddy, how's the flying? Hope you're well. Good my end, thank you very much for asking. Moving house very soon. Yeah, really looking forward to that. It's nice to be enjoying some streams as well with you guys. Just re-centralise that. Drone camera. Let's see where we're at. There's almost like every time I go around that, past that little section of drone view, it's like where you get there's no contrails. It's like there's a little gap in the sound. Action, what freeware do you recommend for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020? The fly-by-wire A320NX, absolutely mandatory. The Headwind A330-900s, that's a great aircraft add-on, bringing you a nice A330neo to the sim as well, though it is a bit basic, but it certainly works well enough. What else is there freeware-wise? I'd say just trawl through flightsim.to and have a little look to see what you would kind of like to achieve with it. Jack, no worries buddy. I'd probably suggest you setting up to depart from Split maybe. Could be a good option. Night Shadow, good morning. Docs, saying for 737 there's no way you know you have a tail strike from the inside. The only way to know is by doing a walk around. There's a green and red label on the tail. Change to red if you got a tail strike. But the point that we were kind of making was in the back you would hear it most likely. I've been on board an aircraft, sat in the back where I've had a tail strike, been sat on a crew seat in the middle of the aeroplane. There's been a tail strike and you felt it, really felt it. In fact, I was on board years and years ago. I remember being on board a Virgin Atlantic 747-400 Barbarella, I think its name was, going off to St Lucia. We were delayed loads. Customer service was awful, but I remember vividly taking off at Gatwick, and they rotated too fast and too slowly, so speed was too slow for the rotation, and they pulled back a little bit too harshly, and we ended up having a tail strike, and my goodness it was loud. It literally vibrated the aeroplane, and we were 2/3 of the way towards the back. It was not pleasant. Elijah, welcome on board, thanks for subscribing. Elijah's saying, I'm trying to get headwind A330 too, but can you rate it first out of 10? Well, it's free, so just see if you like it, really. I'll probably rate it a 6 or 7 out of 10. Yeah, Action, have a look at some of the sceneries on flightsim.to. There's a lot of fantastic freeware scenery available. And you can filter that search for each country. Lewis, exciting. Flying starting to slow down from the busy summer. Line check tomorrow. Ooh, good luck. I suppose today then you're kind of prepping for that and getting your head in the game for it, I would imagine. Or are you controlling on VATSIM somewhere? Doctor on board saying Headwind have just posted an announcement on their Discord saying they're searching for new testers. There you go. If you like flying the Headwind, you might as well consider, if you might have the time for that sort of thing, consider becoming a tester in their free web project, and you'll get all the latest versions. You get to test all the PRs like I used to do ages ago with the fly-by-wire A320X, doing all those testing flights and things like that. Clipper, hello. Been working with the Mad Dog, definitely way more manual than the 737. It does sound like good fun, but for the price point, I don't think it's great with the texture and the sound issues, to be honest. So I still haven't purchased it. Jack, Split LDSP, I think. There you go, Doc's put it in the live chat for you as well, Jack. Yeah, that's a bit bad, Clipper, as well. That's something I probably would find quite frustrating too. Lola, is it UK scenery that you want? I would probably say, well, it depends if you want payware or freeware, really. If you want payware, then I would absolutely look at Pyreek Devco's Edinburgh and Glasgow and Belfast. They're really, really very good. MSFS Simulations Manchester and Birmingham, Origami Studios, Gatwick, Inibuilds London Heathrow Airport as well. Lots of good ones to choose from. Orbex Newcastle. The UK is pretty well covered, actually. Is it Aerosoft Exeter as well? Though I haven't tried that one myself. I've heard it's nice. And I've heard MK Studios Shannon is quite good as well as a new scenery that they released a few days ago. Ashley, good afternoon. Tim, good to see that sorted out. How you doing, Ashley? Over the next few days, by the way, folks, I will be bringing you guys a preview video of the upcoming Black Square steam gauge analog overhaul for the King Air and Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's going to be released soon on Just Flight's website, and they've given me access over the last 2 weeks to it. I've had a couple of issues with it, trying to set it up. I've been destroying the battery on the aeroplane, and I've had to uninstall it, reinstall it a few times, but I am on a beta version that's not the development release package, and they are some of the bugs that I've experienced that they are aware of and have said that they will have fixed prior to release as well, which is really good. So there will be a review of that, a preview of it coming very soon. A nice little flight between, where did we go? Belfast and Donegal, actually, I think it is. Really nice little route to test the King Air out. And that will be a video coming live on the channel in a few days, in the next 2 or 3 days. So keep an eye out for that. Nice, Ashley. Great little route there. We need to. I need to go and explore Canada really post World Update, Canada World Update. Though I've heard it's it leaves a lot to be desired from a lot of feedback that I've seen. $36,000 feet, Jack. Unless FlyLife Studios broke again. No, it hasn't actually for now, touch wood. We've got the beautiful coastline down below of Croatia. Dubrovnik, Split and all that down here. In fact, I think I've already overflown Dubrovnik. Yeah, Dubrovnik's just behind us actually. Let's see if we can spot it. Beautiful approach into Dubrovnik. Both directions. There it is. In the distance there. And there's Dubrovnik city just underneath engine 1 and the left wing. I can see Jack there, Osprey 236 down at Split, prepping for his departure. Where was it? Yeah, there's a Split LDSP. We will be passing that in about 5-10 minutes. Beautiful coastline to fly up this, whether you're flying down into Greece, for example, into Albania from the UK, the routing usually takes you this way. It's absolutely stunning. Large and nice. Yeah, Rome's got some good approaches. A lot of the approaches around here actually, Rijeka, Split, Dubrovnik, Tivat is another one, Podgorica. There are some really fantastic sceneries available for this part of the world, freeware and payware. And Pyre Devco, in fact, speaking of the devil, Pyre Devco's Tivat scenery has just been updated as well, so that's perhaps something we need to revisit soon. Very, very scenic approaches to all of those different airports along the coastline here. Big Jacko's Gaming, g'day, welcome. I have an echo. Interesting. Not sure how. My Streamlabs thing seems to be a little bit messed up, so for some reason it's kind of just done its own thing. Reset a number of settings. Look at that. That ridgeline's fantastic. Keeping an eye out for Split as well, which I think is just down here. That's where Jack is. Ooh, Night Shadow. Tough one really. I would certainly go for a graphics card that can run ultra graphics quite comfortably. I would recommend going for as high a RAM as possible. 64 gig is what I run with at the moment, and it's a comfortable level of RAM for the sim really. Tough really. I think you'd have to decide whether or not you want an AMD CPU or if you'd want an Intel CPU, and then you kind of build your spec from there. If you can, I would be looking at things like the 4000 series GPUs at the moment that are, I think, about to be released, although they're going to be quite expensive. Keep smashing them likes, folks. If you are enjoying today's stream, give us a little thumbs up. The RDPresets Girona Costa Brava that we'll be flying to, it's kind of like a relief airport, or like a smaller version of Barcelona's El Prat, and having had a look around at some of the routes available, there's some really good ones across Europe with that airport scenery. A lot of them are like Wizz Air, Ryanair, that sort of thing, those low-cost carriers. Oh nice, getting kimchi and noodles. There's the split VOR, so it's about 30 miles away. We might be able to pick it up actually. It's literally, I think that's the airport there. It's a little line. In fact, I'm pretty certain that's the airport because I know the city is in that little narrowing of the strait there. So yeah, that's Split Airport. That's where Jack is at the moment, preparing for his departure to try and catch up with us. Yeah, really nice update from PMTG today, David. Discussing the 737-900, little nod to the 737 MAX, and speaking about their tablet, flight computer sort of tablet thing, the iPad or EFB, depends on how you call it, and then also mentioning a couple of things about the 777 progress. So a really good update, well worth a read over on the PMTG forums, folks, if you've not read it already. Jeff, you know what, I have noticed the last couple of, well, the last update from Fenix has given me a couple more frames back, which is very welcome. Ash, hello, saying I was watching the start of the stream as you were looking around Prishtina. Not sure if anyone here has mentioned it to you, but it is very, very accurate. That's always good to see in here. That's the good test of a decent scenery is somebody who knows it very well, explaining what's good and what's bad about it. There's Splits. Jack's down there on the apron somewhere down there. Clipper, nothing yet, no. The only references you might see to that potential project is a secret project being mentioned every now and again. Very, very rare. But I think they want to get their current lineup sorted first. I.e. the 737 lineups, the 777 and the 747, I think. I reckon after the 777 they may announce, I don't know, it's just a theory, they may announce their secret project, who knows. Yeah, that's another question. Are you putting the system together or not, or are you getting somebody to spec and build it for you? Oh, Jeff, fantastic. He's finally purchased a PMTG 737 and loves it. Yeah, it's still by far my favourite aircraft in the sim. Really, really love it. There's wonderful Croatia down below. Clipper saying I'd pay a ton for the 757, especially if it's as great as other PMTG aircraft. Yeah, the 757 would be great, wouldn't it? I think we can see Jack. Oh, not quite. Thought I could see a blip movement, it's not, it's the control tower. There's Split, Jack's down there. I'd be the same, Night Shadow. I find PC building is just not only confusing, but I find myself a little out of depth with the whole thing. See, that's the only thing stopping me looking at even the 4000s, Neil, is just the fact for some of them you need a 1000 watt PSU, which is just crazy money. Crazy money.
Split traffic is Osprey 636, taxi to runway 23 via taxiway at runway 23.
Jeff, that's quite smart. I'm not sure if we have anything like that in the UK though. I spec'd something up about 2-3 weeks ago. I spec'd a new computer system up completely, and what I ended up doing was comparing the price against all the parts, as cheap as I could find them, against companies like PC Specialist and overclockers in the UK that would then effectively build it for you. And it was only a price difference of about 150 quid. So it was 150 pounds for someone else to build it properly, a professional person to build it properly who knows what they're doing without any of that risk. And I figured that it would probably be something that is worth paying for, at least in my mind, because I'm useless at these sort of things. Peter, hello to you. Copenhagen Controls break room, fantastic. Hope you're well. Jack's airborne below in splits, trying to join the back of the pack. Automated, that's the other question, isn't it? It's the fact that it's so throttled by the CPU and the way it handles the threads and things like that still. But the new CPUs look really nice as well, from AMD at least. Planning on overtaking Bakazato? And also, what's your cruise? Trying to work out if you're going to be above or below me. Oh, there you are. Oh, he's very close. Let's go for the undertake. Peter, thank you, buddy. Very generous of you. Really appreciate all the support there with that super chat. Very kind. Thank you very much.
If EasyJet's pilot can get a donation, so can Nina.
You a controller in Copenhagen then, Peter? Yeah, my next computer back at Night Shadow. So what I'm hoping for at the moment, I get my house move out of the way, I get all of that settled, and I settle with the way the bills are working, the increasing costs of everything with the new house being a little bit bigger as well, and all that sort of thing. And once I've got myself nice and stable with that, and I know how much money I've got left over every month, I can start to save towards getting another computer, a newer computer with some more, some slightly more impressive spec than what I've already currently got. But I'd absolutely love things like a 4K screen, a much beefier CPU. I've got 64 gig of RAM already, which I wouldn't necessarily need to replace. Beats, that's pretty impressive. Nice one. How long have you been controlling for then? It's always something that I considered doing a couple of years back, but by that point my current job had kind of settled into it, and NATS in the UK required you to leave your job that you basically have. It required you to leave for a 6-month-long training course, which you can fail at any point throughout those 6 months through the weekly assessments. And I figured I'd be rolling the dice far too much and risking far too much to even attempt it, which is a bit of a shame. 16 years of controlling, very nice. You do it with your eyes closed then. Those of you like the Osprey cabins and stuff, as we saw at the beginning today, Tapsy has gone and updated the cabin on board our Fenix A320 Osprey Airways livery. So we've got new cabin seats, we've got our in-flight SAW magazine included down below, and we've had a slight refresh, so that blue on the trolleys over there in the galley blend and mix, and they match the colours of the seats as well. There's our bulkhead, our galley, oops, bad camera work there, and our new cabin as well. Pretty cool. Much nicer with that blue being used. Got the headrests and stuff like that as well, and then as we saw at the beginning of the stream today, if I drop down into the seat area, footwell, got our in-flight magazine and our safety card down there too. Peter says when he started ACC it was based on position reports. Wow. Peter, hello buddy. He's got the 737, 700 and 800. I've got a problem with the 700 insofar as I cannot get it to steer on taxi no matter what I do. Any ideas? Do you use separate tiller controls? It might be worth checking the FMC to see one of the settings is about separated rudder axis, see if that is enabled or disabled on that one. Doc wants to see our prog page. There you go. Lola, nice. Dad's been ATC for 25 years, transferred to Gatwick. Great airport. Now I've got to wait with the stream lag to work out what Doc wants with the progress page. I think that is on the back burner, Jeff. I think that's something that they've mentioned they want to do. Bob, have you selected in the FMS of the PMDG one of the options, aircraft options? I think it might be. Oh yeah, I was very heavy, Doc. 63.5 tons still. Yeah, have a look and see that one of the options in here was separate rudder axis or something like that, I think, in the PMDG. You enable or disable based on the equipment that you might have in your own flight sim, basically. So, not sure what to suggest really. I'd have to see screenshots of it and things like that. Zoom, zoom. Elijah, no, I haven't, sadly. I was offered the opportunity to preview it, but I declined because it's no different to the Captain Sim 777, to be honest, at least in my mind, my opinion. So I kind of struggle to... to be totally honest with you, I struggle to accept the A321 from Latin VFR because they're selling that. Yet everybody was slating the Captain Sim 777, so you can't slate one without slating the other, really. Yeah, it's not something I'm interested in, unfortunately. Something using default systems, default textures, and everything else, and just Frankenstein into another model. That's just what Captain Sim did. Doc says put LEGE free on TO column. Now what do you want me to do, Doc? Although that is us. It's not even our start. Clipper, yes, basically a whole load of new people bought the name Captain Sim, and all of the old Captain Sim folks stopped doing any work on it, and they sold the company to a load of crooks, basically, who couldn't be bothered to generate anything of quality. What's the runway at LEGE? Stand by. Was it RMP Zulu 01 that we planned for? Do you want LEGE 01? But actually, we haven't configured for anything yet, so I could just put LEGE. you go, 508 nautical miles. It's a long old route actually, isn't it? Let's see, has Bakazato popped out yet? Not yet. Can't see him. You see him on TCAS directly underneath. Let's visit Valanta again. We'll check our progress so far. Here we are. Departed out of Prishtina, down to North Macedonian airspace, then across Mavar into Albanian airspace, and then from here going over Montenegro, all the way through Croatia at the moment on the Adriatic Sea. We're approaching the waypoint Baxon, which is coming up in less than 30 nautical miles. There's our current progress, and at that point we're going to be turning westbound across Italy, northern Italy, over Bologna and Genoa. We're then heading through this cell over Monaco. There's a nasty looking weather cell there, so we'll see what the weather does there. You can kind of see the cloud building in the front ahead of us, to be honest. So it'll be interesting to see what the weather does there. We've actually got Barcelona's centre online, which is very exciting, so we might have, providing he's there in another hour and a half, we will still have ATC for our arrival, hopefully. What's our time to go? Let's have a look. 1 hour 9. I'll do so about 1 hour 20 once we start decelerating things. And then we can go and enjoy and explore the RDPresets Girona-Costa Brava Airport, coming very soon. 2 days away now from Microsoft Flight Simulator. This special preview that we're running, I think the first preview ever for the scenery actually, beyond what the developers have done themselves. Neil, it is. We did an RNAV approach, Neil, yesterday, I believe, into Hobart, wasn't it? The end of yesterday's stream. .26 knot headwind for us. Our ground speed at the moment is 425. I don't know what yours is, Bakazato. Yeah, it's basically just LNAV and VNAV, as Ashley's saying, but for an approach. It's basically a GPS version of an ILS, so don't be too worried about RNAV. It's dead easy. And if in doubt, turn the auto thrust off, turn the autopilot off, and hand fly it yourself. It's LPV only, actually. Looking at this, it's LPV only, Neil. So you might have to think about the VNAV element yourself, basically. So you might have to just sort of work out, control the rate of descent to the minimums yourself, using vertical speed mode perhaps, something like that, down to 741 feet. The problem there, Doc, is we're potentially going to have an ATC controller online for us. So we would have to, if you wanted Neil RMP Yankee, you would have to request it. Similarly, if you wanted to fly the VOR approach for runway 01 Neil, you'd have to request that from the controller too. Zato, nice. David, good morning to you. I hope you're well. Neil is asking a question there. What is LPV only? So basically it is an ILS version of an RNAV approach. So it's localizer performance with vertical guidance. So it's GPS based, but it's very similar to the way the ILS works basically. GPS projects, so the airplane calculates a glide slope based on that effectively, but I don't think the 737 necessarily is authorised or configured for that. I'm not entirely certain actually. It could be. It could be. I think it might be actually. In which case you'll be fine. Just what you would do, you would leave VNAV and LNAV on. You would set your minimums, and then you would do it like an ILS approach, but you would just leave it in autopilot 1 or CMDA. And then you just press approach to establish like you would an ILS. Did Adria radar just come online? Adria east, not west. Which is really annoying because it's like they've waited for us to leave their airspace. They're miles away though. They're literally. It's sod's law really, they are actually covering Prishtina, amongst others. Apple God, hello to you, welcome. ETP's coming up, 40 miles, that's going to be our equal distance between our departure and our destination airports. Clipper saying, how do you handle a vectors on a SID? I was flying out of Seattle to KBZN and the SID had a vector. I made the turn and the 737-800 didn't lock onto VNAV again. Depends what you were doing, Clipper, and how you had the aircraft configured really, but you would depart using heading mode and then you would just self-vector using heading mode. The VNAV certainly should be fine, it should be able to work in that scenario still. And if in doubt, you could then get airborne for a little while, fly runway heading for a few minutes, and then just do a direct to the next waypoint and put LNAV on. Lola Joe, is SIM market secure? Yeah, it should be. Pretty much, Doc, yeah. The RMP Yankee approach is an LNAV / VNAV RNAV approach, or an LNAV only RNAV approach with a slightly different missed approach, slightly different minimums actually as well. What have we got here? Missed approach looks very similar though. So yeah, it's most likely we're going to be doing the RMP Yankee into runway 01. Blessing Mike, good morning to you, hope you're well. Member for 2 months, thanks for the ongoing support, good morning. And Mikkel, howdy, 14 months, thank you very much buddy. Long time to be part of the channel, really appreciate the ongoing support over the last 2 years, 1 year, sorry. Start it has. Still directly underneath. So we've now got where we got sort out my drone camera views here. Jesus. Okay, well there we go. That would have to do. There's the Italian coast. You might have noticed the seats now also match the wingtip fence colour. Brilliant. Adria West has just come online as well. Data, no worries. As long as we sort out our spacings about 2 minutes apart for the before we get anywhere near the controlled airspace, it should be okay. There you go. Actually studied the charts. The only difference between RNAV Zulu or RNAV Yankee is the descent angle. So that's the one that we're most likely to be choosing anyway, the RNAV Yankee to runway 01. Neil, if you're still wondering which one to configure for and things. Jack, nice. One of the other airports that RDPresets has created is Naples, further south from our current position, a lot further south, but it's a remarkably nice airport scenery. Situated, being overlooked by, was it Mount Vesuvius, I think it is? Beautiful airport scenery from RDPreset there, Naples. Applegod, it's been a very, very long time actually since I've flown the 747. Are you using the Salty Sim 747 or just the defaults? Base pack start 7.4. I think as long as your speed and your position on the profile is right, you should be able to manage somewhat. Just get everything configured early enough. Give yourself time to get through those different flap settings and everything else as well. Jack, that's not good. What's happening with your nav issues? You not do a direct to a certain waypoint or anything like that? Just to make sure you're back on track, or is your IRS not aligned? You're definitely going to find an RNAV approach tricky if you can't activate LNAV. weather radar would actually be quite handy. You can kind of see that weather that we were talking about further across. It's a little bit further away actually, that cell that we saw in Balanta. You can kind of see the front. Oh, Zarte, that's not good. What happened? There you go. Doc's found that Girona is now runway 19 for the approach, Neil, so you can do an ILS approach. So it's still a little bit too far for me to think about configuring. Oh, so that's not good. What sim? Where are you in? It's a very short star into Girona actually. If we do the Bagger for Foxtrot arrival, we're flying the Bagger VOR 112.2 at flight level 100, max 250 knots. That's our speed limit point as well. And then we'll be down to Banol, max 220 knots. The initial approach fix. And at Banol, we want to be at 4,500 feet at that point. It's quite a steep descent there for that star. X-Plane 11, Zarte, that's not good. Very bizarre then, Zarte. Fairly average length, maybe a slight on the short side for the runway in Girona. It's 2,400 metres long. Oh, night shadow, we've got a while yet. Let's say 30 minutes, 40 minutes to top of descent roughly, I guess. It's kind of hard to tell. About 40 minutes, I'd say, roughly. LEGE, yes they are. Very short taxi on runway 19 as well, because the terminal is actually at the bottom end of the runway as we vacate. So short taxi in to the stands at Girona. Main terminal area, you've got 4 at the front, and then you've got 5 remote stands alongside a whole load of extra remotes on the apron as well. So hopefully we'll get one at the front somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Probably around waypoint Colon, or yeah, that sort of thing. Around Marseille. Was it Marseille or was it Monaco? Nice. So as we go over Nice, that's probably where I'm going to be pulling the weather data and getting ready for top of descent. Actually, yeah, let me know what the score is. Yeah, we'll gobble those 3.5 miles up pretty quick though, Doc. I'll probably use a bit of speed brake. You'd be interested in the 737-800. Nice, and Phil Gold for Green Bay. No, Jack, I think your spacing's pretty good actually. It looks bang on, so just fly as normal. Looking at it, you've got Neil Bahar in front of you, but the spacing between you and Neil is the exact same between me, so it's pretty perfect actually. Probably about 4 minutes between each of us. Looks absolutely fine to me. One thing that we can do, we can use Volanta to have a look to see whether or not there is an ATIS or not for the airport that we're going to be flying into, i.e. Girona. So there's our current position. We scroll all the way across now towards Girona. There it is, we can find the airport. We can click it and click online ATC. So we don't have an ATIS available for Girona, but we can see the weather there. That's the current METAR, winds 200 degrees at 2 knots. All the nines, broken cloud at 3,500, 23 degrees, dew point 16 degrees Celsius, and a QNH of 1016. That's a really good way of finding out the weather at the airport if you've got something like Volanta. Not too far now until we start going into that, or at least going over that really gnarly weather overhead Nice. Everything in front of us basically, because it is flying in the well, it's coming in the opposite direction, so that weather system's coming towards our current position basically, so it's coming towards us as we're flying towards it. Bless you, Mike. So I stopped using Sim Toolkit Pro probably about a year and a half ago because of a memory leak issue that seemed to be a common occurrence with it. So I ended up using nothing for a little while, and then Volanta came along, which seemed to work quite nicely for me. I didn't really feel like I needed to change or even try Sim Toolkit Pro, but perhaps I should give it a go again. David G's just put a picture of his Osprey or British Av Geek mug in the crew room chat on Discord with his McFlurry inside of it. Very nice. Great visuals. That itself is worth a screenshot if I can get it working nicely. Hopefully it doesn't compress it too much to take the detail away. Welcome back, Tim. Hello, George. Darto got airborne very quickly there. George. Yeah, it's working nicely for me at the moment. It's a little bit quicker than on performance than I remember it being post-update, so I'm getting a few more frames per second with it, which is very welcome indeed. Having said that though, it's still not as impressive performance-wise as the PMDG 737 for me. Cornelius, hello, welcome. Tim's saying he's got the Thrustmaster Warthog HOTAS set up, which is for predominantly DCS, but found the joystick a bit heavy for day-to-day flying in the likes of MSFS by the sounds of it. Oh, look at that, we've got some cross-flow traffic, folks. Tim's reverted back to his trusted Microsoft Sidewinder 2. Recently found it not to be very accurate though, hence the TCA upgrade, and he's bought Cytec rudder pedals, very nice. Makes all the difference with actual rudders to enjoy, doesn't it? There he is. Don't know who it is. It's a yellow looking jet. We go to that screen. Heck yeah! That is, if I can find them, AKW 25 Kilo Mike. No idea, absolutely no idea. There's another one as well, there's a High Fly behind it, High Fly 2022. Look at that weather. That was spectacular. Okay, overhead Genoa. And now we're turning into that weather system. Matteo, hello. My Tim is going Gatwick to Palma, very nice route. Which aircraft? Out of curiosity. Can't really see Genoa from above. Kind of right on top of it. Look at that weather. Holy moly. Matteo, I have indeed, yes. The PMDG forums, folks, if you do want to get the latest update from Robert Randazzo and the PMDG team, there's one from today, a new one from today, covering the 737-900, the 777 progress, and information about the upcoming flight tablet as well for PMDG. Flight sim nice in the Fenix as well today. Andy, hello, good afternoon. Good to see the Fenixes in action, good to hear. It's working a lot nicer actually, performance seems quite good. DBC News, welcome. A big fan of flight simulation, nice to see. Great to have you on board with us today, welcome. Hope you guys are enjoying the visuals today as well. It's fantastic live weather. Just default MSFS live weather MPS gaming. And Jack as well asking the same thing. No, just, yeah, I only used Rex when live weather was causing me crash desktops. With all that instability from a few weeks back. I'm back on live weather now. If you've just tuned in or you're new to the channel, welcome on board. Please do hit the subscribe button down below, big shiny red button, and if you've not done so already as well, I'd love it if you give the live stream a little thumbs up today too. That's a lot of murky weather down below there, isn't it? Look at that. Let's see what it looks like from the outside, shall we? There's Genoa. all our channel liveries. If you do want to fly with Osprey Airways, folks, you can download them on our website, britishafgeek.com. And you can join our virtual airline as well. For a bit of fun, you can fly wherever you want in whatever you want. Tom, hello. So around about that point now, actually, where I do want to think about configuring for the approach. Let's see, I don't think we do have. Don't seem to have any ATIS at all for the airport. We've got a little while to go actually before I start worrying about that. I can see clear takeoff flying out of Girona, Ryanair 51 Golf Romeo. Wow, there's loads of us flying in today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Epic. 9 of us flying along. QNH still 1016, winds 200 degrees at 2 knots. Look at this weather. Oh my god. It's right up to us now. Where's them seatbelt signs? Strap in, everybody. Tempted to put wing ice on as well if we start to tickle these clouds. Birdman, nice. Fingers crossed that's what remains. I reckon we're either going to surf this cloud or we're going to just tickle into it slightly. You know what would be really good to see one day now? I've just thought about this off the top of my head. What would be really impressive is if a Sobo could create like the dynamic vortexes that you see when aircraft skirt through the edge of the cloud and you see the cloud whistle round into a vortex behind it. If they could master something like that in this sim, could you imagine how good it would look? Videos, screenshots, live stream, it would just look absolutely epic. Imagine it in virtual reality as well, doing airport spotting. Maybe that's something we should push for. A little request in their forums, perhaps. It would be awesome indeed, George. Now I've got the idea for it in my head. I've kind of whet the appetite there. I'd really like to see something like that at some point in the near future. No idea if it's even possible, but it would be great if they could do something like that. Could you imagine seeing, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that would be great, Ian. That's a big one as well. Could you imagine sitting on there? I don't know. I'm trying to think of a scenario where you'd see it. Can you imagine seeing it in like AI aircraft or something like that around you? Neil, not yet, no. I'm probably doing it in about 5 minutes. Around Colon, the waypoint Colon is probably where I'm going to commit to our approach. George, that would be spectacular, wouldn't it? Even if you're doing like a tower view thing on VATSIM, or you're sitting at Manchester or Heathrow, sitting with a drone camera looking out over the approach path, and you see an aeroplane bust in through the cloud, and then you see the vortex behind it. That would be just epic. That would be as real as it gets. Jack, it's sort of like, you know, when you see a plane, an aeroplane fly through cloud and you see that cloud twist behind it. That's the vortex that basically the engines and the aircraft leaves behind as it flies through the air. And if a certain cloud goes through cloud, it will whistle round and it will twist into position. What was? I don't even know what that was. Oh dear. I'll just change frequency for a little while, whilst someone else, I'm sure, is probably walloping whoever that is. It's gonna wind my dog up. That's it, Andy. Swirly, whirly, twisty, twirly bits. Birdman created custom storms the other day, created the mother of all storms who would like to see tornadoes. Yeah, seeing like real world weather events would be quite impressive, wouldn't it? There's a top of descent marker. I think in reality it's going to be nearer towards Padco actually. So let's just pull the latest weather in. Towards Girona, winds 200 degrees at 2 knots. So we're going to go flight plan, LEGE, arrival, ILS Zulu 19, EGR 4 Foxtrot, approach fires, and then we want Banol. Insert. And then we can scroll down and find the relevant data there as well. So we've got BGR, ISPA to BGR, then Banol, and it should be final approach. Yeah, NASCO, and then yeah, we go finals. Lovely job. Check the RadNav page. IGN is the 3-letter identifier for the ILS. The course at 194 degrees and a slope of 3% downwards, and ILS frequency of 109.9 is all pre-tuned ready as well, so that's all good. George, welcome buddy, upgrading to bronze frequent flyer there, joining us as a channel member. Thank you very much for your support. Fly Tim, when I was flying the Grob I used to do it all the time, spectacular dipping in and out of the clouds. Which Grob were you on? The 109B? Were you on the Vigilant or the Tutor? I was on the Vigilant, I absolutely loved it. Start thinking about this page as well. 23 degrees. Don't forget to link your account into Discord, your YouTube account into Discord, George. That will get you access into the club lounge. I'm going to say transition level is going to be... In fact, I can cheat. Here's an idea. If you get the ATIS for Barcelona, transition level 70, there we go. So it'll be the same. Ah, it's not Boeing, is it? Flight level 70. Here we are. And then the minimums. .204. Awesome, done. We'll do full flat. Aeroplane there. Can't quite see it though, we are properly tickling the cloud. This would be where the vortex idea would be pretty epic, because behind it we'd see the cloud, like basically the cloud gets sucked into that vortex behind the aeroplane and swirl about. Swirly whirly twirly stuff. That's where it looked really quite impressive, I think. What else can we do? Let's have a look. We go on to Navigraph. We can clear the Prishtina charts. We don't need those. Let's tidy up the pins. So Bagger 4 Foxtrot, there we are. We spoke about it earlier on. That's our speed limit point as well. So we're going to overfly that VOR 302 degrees out to Banol, descending down to an altitude of 4,500 feet. It's on the other chart there. So Banol at 4,500 feet, max 220 knots, and then we're going to be turning inbound towards Girona onto the ILS from Banol. So Banol, Nasco, that's at 10 miles from the Girona VOR, so we can pre-tune that as a fixed ring, and we can do, I don't know, something like 10 miles, and we can do 6 miles or 5 miles or 4 miles for that second fixed ring there as well. And the profile's going to look like this. So Banol 4,500, that's at 13 miles from the threshold. They're probably going to be aiming to be nearer to 180 knots at that point, or at least decelerating towards that target by Nasco. And from there we should be established. Nasco's going to be about 3,000-ish feet. And there's our minimums. I've gone for 204 feet at 2. Hopefully the visibility's good, I'll just hand fly the whole thing. There's a Cat 3 auto land there, available on this runway for those of you who might want to try an auto land. And then the missed approach, climb on a radial 195 degrees Girona VOR to 3,500 feet, then a left turn, max 220 knots direct to the VOR, climb to 5,600 feet and hold. I always look at the airport charts as well. So we're landing on runway 19 and we know that we're going to be vacating at some point further down. We can either do Echo 3, but that leaves probably quite a bit of braking and reverse thrust to achieve that, but who knows. Most likely we're going to vacate down the bottom at Echo 4, and then this short taxi down Tango 6 into the apron area there. And then as we mentioned a little while ago, Tango 6, Golf 4, we're looking in here, these are the different stands. So we're hoping for stands 1 to 4, but we'll just get whatever we're given by the controller if Barcelona Centre is going to give us ATC for the way in. He may or may not, depends on how busy his workload is and what his airspace stuff is as well. MPS Gaming, so runway 19 is the one with the wind at the moment, but it's also the preferable runway with the ILS approach. Doc was monitoring real flights as well, from what I understand, and they've done the runway switch in real life too to runway 19, which is why we've switched our plan as well. Initially we were planning for runway 01 because of the weather, but not so much now. What we can do is have a look at what's our planned landing weight? 60.3 tons. There's the METAR. Now the winds are 170 degrees at 4 knots, variable between 130 and 210 degrees. All the 9s broken, 3,500 feet, 22 degrees at QNH 1016, as of 20 minutes ago. So I reckon we could do low auto brake and idle reverse, full flap. We could do max reverse as well though. We'll do max reverse because I want to hear the sounds of the reversers booting away. So I want to auto brake low. Get rid of the seatbelt signs for now because we're not getting any issues there. Turbulence or anything. George says, recently tried autoland occasionally with the Fenix, have been finding that MSFS really messes up the glide slope for the last 500 feet when I rocket past the touchdown zone. Are they autoland approaches that you're trying, George, though, or are they just any ILS approach? You want to make sure that the... Well, actually, part of it as well requires the scenery to be configured well for it. You want to make sure the charts have an autoland available on it. Usually it's a Cat 3A ILS, from what I understand. Girona VOR. So if we go into here, X-Ring info, GIR. Frustratingly, on the Boeing you can just list them. In the Airbus you've got to basically list it twice with the 2 different radiuses that you want. Oops, don't want 06. 6 mile radius, there we go. Good morning, David. Love the McFlurry in your cup. No, actually that's David G. Getting you guys mixed up. Hope you're well, David. Jack, no, it should do. That pushback completely made me forget English and mode start. One, 3, 4, 4, 5.
Morning 1462, taxi Charlie and Bravo, holding point runway 17.
One, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5. One, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5.
Flex 28 kilometer, Aero control, bonjour, identified report back number.
Eurocontrol.
Flex 28 kilometer, Roger, maintain back, decimal 78 or greater to traffic. Oscar 2902, welcome back, climb flight level 3900. Eurocontrol, Osprey 131 Golf with you at flight level 360, heading 245. Osprey 131 Golf, Eurocontrol, bonjour, squawk 0622 and climb flight level 370. 0362 and flight level 370. I just confirm 0622. 0622, Osprey 131 Golf.
Eurocontrol, g'day, Osprey 165, flight level 360, inbound, pad go.
Osprey 0, correction 165, Eurocontrol, bonjour, scope 0623, climb flight level 370.
Squawk 0623 and climb flight level 370, Osprey 165.
Eurocontrol, good day, Boeing 1 Lima Zulu with you for level 280.
Boeing 1 Lima Zulu, Eurocontrol, bonjour, identified.
623, 0623.
Control, good afternoon, with you KLM 1496 in flight level 340.
KLM 14906, your control, bonjour.
101623.
Confirm your final requested level.
Final level 340. I repeat, final level 340, KLM 14906.
Roger, thank you.
Wind's 170 at 4 now. It's 2 degrees, 1016.
616, machine descent on Munich home 1228, over.
Lovely stuff.
Attentif 60, prenez la navigation directe au Bégard.
Birdman, it absolutely will be, won't it? I have uninstalled toolbar pushback though.
US today, this is Osprey 236, your flight level 360.
Osprey 236, your control, bonjour, squawk 0625.
Approaches against 4, Osprey 236.
0625.
Squawk 0625, roger that.
Eurocontrol, good afternoon. Osprey 2472 with you, flight level 340, IFR to Girona.
Girona, baby.
Osprey 2472, Eurocontrol, bonjour, squawk 0626, climb flight level 350.
Squawk 0626, and was that climb to flight level 350?
Correct.
Affirm for Osprey 2472.
We could connect this. EUWN.
Good afternoon, Connect 271 with you at flight level 380.
So we're using a bit of CPDLC hoppies. We've not used ACAS for a long time. Probably won't use it, just using it in a way to just connect to my account, otherwise you lose your pass thing to it.
0630.
That's all configured. Not too long now until top of descent, look. 40 miles. Andre, hello to you, welcome. Hope you're well.
Yeah, wings 9532, Eurocontrol, bonjour, identified, confirm final requested level.
In fact, the coast over there is the Spanish coast, I believe, so Girona's not too far away. Girona actually is probably this little outcrop of land there, just go inland a bit. Probably where the mouse is roughly, that's probably where it is.
And Center, good morning, Eurotrans 2808 with you, flight level.
There we go, little blue thing, A to C message. Log on accepted.
Bonjour, scope 0631, and are you able flight level 390?
We will stay with 380, and can you please repeat the squawk code, please?
Squawk 0631, and I will need you to descend 370.
Alright, we will descend flight level, please repeat, we just entered that squawk code.
Call for Lion now.
Descent flight level 370.
Girona is pretty much on the nose.
Eurotrans
2,760 kilos of fuel left.
236 identified, are you able flight level 370?
We've left the French coast now by Marseille behind.
Okay, 236, roger, climb 370.
Eurocontrol, hello, easy 34 Charlie, with you, 374.
Is it 34 Charlie, Eurocontrol, bonjour, identified.
Identified, 34 Charlie.
Commentator, so that means they just haven't accepted it basically.
Alpine 315, Foxtrot, Eurocontrol, bonjour, identified, thank you.
Oh, they both confirmed they sent a reply. Check your Hoppies login to make sure your A-class tag still is active.
Next 28 Lima Delta, no further speed restriction.
Mantoga, hello.
Austrian 2902 traffic, right turn heading 150.
Neil, yes. Yeah, if you want to request descent and he hasn't given it you, just say request descent or you know, Osprey, whatever, 131 Golf, top of descent. Commentator, yeah, you might need to refresh the token and then put your token into the Fenix app again. $93 miles apparently to BGR. What's the nav data say actually? Diplomatic Bisba. Flight level 100, speed limit point. Manol 45, look at that, beautiful. VNAV should be bang on with this then.
Bonjour, identified. Your center, good afternoon, Ryder 10.
Right, I want to get in and request descent before. Otherwise it's going to get too busy.
1020 Eurocontrol, bonjour, identified, climb flight level 340. Climb 340, Ryder 1020. Austrian 2902, resume all navigation, direct Echo, Papa Lima. Proceed on navigation to Echo. Continue confirm on the Vitor.
Osprey 165, request descent.
Osprey 165, descent flight level 250.
Descent flight level 250, Osprey 165. So we're going to go to managed mode here. I'm going to let the VNAV kind of sort itself out a little bit.
Identified, proceed direct hier naar. Proceed direct hier naar VT5 descent flight level 250. Beeline 22 Charlie, Unicode 1228, over.
Want to maintain Max 76.
And center, Eurotrans 2808, requesting descent to flight level 350.
Trans 2808, unfortunately unable to traffic, so turn right heading 280.
Right heading 280 for you now. Eurotrans 2808.
Osprey 131 Golf, request descent.
Osprey 131 Golf, descent to flight level 260.
Descent 260, Osprey 131 Golf.
There's the VNAV ball. Holy Christ, it's coming in quick. There we go, the aeroplane's chasing it, look, to try and match. That's a nice, smooth transition to our descent. How steep are we going to go? 3000 is fairly acceptable, anything over 3.5 is quite steep though.
That is correction, Channel 28, Lima Delta Unicode 1228, over.
I'll leave it in this little VDEV bucket there. Oh, commentator, that's very nice indeed. How are you finding it? Because I personally don't use it anymore. I find it quite tedious sometimes with the airliners. So, if general aviation I use it, but beyond that I don't really use Surface Realistic anymore. I find it quite unrealistic, sadly. Mantoga, no, this is not a VATSIM event. We're just doing a bit of regular flying on the network. But being a Sunday, the network's quite busy, and there's lots of nice, diverse ATC available for us to enjoy. If we look at Volanta, you can kind of see now the ATC situation in a moment. Eurocontrol is online, covering pretty much most of, I think, France, up to this little overset of Barcelona Centre. So that will update shortly as well. Got lots of ATC around Adriatics. Athens approach. Very, very busy indeed. Yeah, I've got Shannon, London North. Lots of murky weather up there.
Last session green call for again. Sebastian 0948, Eurocontrol, bonjour, recycle scope 0633.
0633.
And Center Eurotrans 2808, do you want us to maintain heading?
Once 2808, you can now proceed direct disco and descend flight level 350.
Direct disco and descent flight level 350, Eurotrans 2808.
Français 88 Baromètre, bonjour, montez-vous 340.
Zero control Ryanair 6 Alpha X-ray ready for descent.
They're on auto, but I'm going to put them on
6 Alpha X-ray descent flight level 300.
300.
What do we want?
Skinner 150, due traffic turn right heading 250.
Turn right heading 250, Nijmegen, CFR0.
Just going to change that briefly.
Your control, easy 46 Alpha Bravo, bonjour.
I'm going to set the standby instrument now so I can see the difference as we descend.
Control, bonjour, identified. Proceed direct Army 2.
Direct and yes sir, easy 46 Alpha Bravo.
And Center Eurotrans 2808 requesting further descent to flight level 275.
Eurotrans 2808, confirm your requested level?
Request to descent flight level 275.
And 2808 is fortunately negative, maintain 350, I will call you back.
Roger that. 2808.
That's because he's nestling you in Baccasato with Ian and Jack.
165, contact Barcelona 134.45, over.
Contact Barcelona 134.45, 0 for Osprey 165. Thank you very much.
Ryanair 51 code ready.
Ryanair 51 confirm taxi gate 41 Tango.
I want further descent. We're losing the VNAV profile.
Gate 4 Tango, Ryanair 51 code.
Barcelona, good afternoon, Osprey 165, A320, flight level 250, inbound Manas, request further descent.
Osprey 165 Barcelona, hello, descent flight level 150, Secure 5, Fortune 4, Ocean arrival.
Descent flight level 150 and Bucko for Foxtrot, arrival Osprey 165. That's us losing the A-cast there. Use a bit of speed brake here to help the aeroplane, just increase that rate of descent. I want to try and get back on that profile a little bit. Maybe not that much though, because we have...
Only 1462 higher, Madrid offline.
Right, look at that, 5,500 foot per minute. It's a bit nonsense, isn't it? Oh well, we got down nice and quick. Commentator, yes, I've had a couple of issues with it, weirdly enough, but by the end of yesterday's live stream, there was another update for it. There was a security update, sorry, a Windows Net framework update, and then another update for Windows 11 22H2. So. There we go, back on profile. Don, hello! So good, you listening to me twice, I like it. Hope you're well. Absolutely, Brendan. But I also find some of the noises and everything, you end up turning a lot of it down quite a lot. Hey look, there's a glitch in the matrix. There's two glitches in the matrix.
Control,
Weird.
Osprey 131 Golf with you at flight level 260 inbound.
George, I've got an MSI Mag 241 CP Optics curve gaming monitor. It's 1080p, 144 Hz, but I am in the market I'm looking at getting a Sony InZone H3, is it? It's 27-inch gaming monitor, which is capable of 4K as well. So that was really good. I'm hoping to save up for something like that soon. Hopefully we get more descent. We're on VNAV at the moment. I want it to be a nice continuous descent.
Solo Bravo Oscar 001. Girona 51 Golf, Girona, wind 170 degrees, 4 knots, runway 19 clear takeoff. Runway 19 clear takeoff, runway 51 Golf for me. Girona 121 behind the company, traffic, line up on board, runway 19.
Andy, nice, got some Still Series Arctis 3.
Dynamo brake, Girona 121 behind the company, traffic, line up on board, runway 19. Behind the company, traffic departing on runway 19, light up on way to Ryanair 121. Osprey 165, descent flight level 70, back airlines approach, runway 19.
Descent. Is it flight level 70, unexpected ILS, runway 19 approach, Osprey 165.
Globalia 001, buenas, me confirma el nivel de vuelo que está subiendo. ¿Quién la ha autorizado ese nivel? Copia, para la próxima mantenga el nivel de vuelo autorizado. Sube ahora, nivel de vuelo 290.
Back down to 4,000 foot per minute now.
Osprey 131 Golf, descent flight level 70. Osprey 131
Peter, yes, on the VATSIM network, all the time, love it.
Osprey 165, number 1, descending following the procedure, Girona, QNH 1016, clear as Zulu, runway 19.
QNH 1016 and be the ILS Zulu, runway 19, Osprey 165.
On the control,
on the
good afternoon,
profile.
Ryanair 6 Alpha X-ray descending flight level 250.
Not long to go now, folks. We're almost there. RDPresets new Girona Airport scenery coming very soon to Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's what we're about to preview for the first time.
Alpha X-ray, Roger.
Ryanair 6 Alpha X-ray, hello, 211 with the arrival, Ryanair Zulu 24, descent flight level 130.
1 Whiskey for
Let's keep it going.
24 right
Keep coming
and
down.
descend 170 for Ryanair 6 Alpha X-ray.
Ryanair 6 Alpha X-ray, descent flight level 130.
130, 6 Alpha X-ray.
Ryanair to get off, hello, Link, my state now, 1 of the Unicom, bye-bye.
Unicom,
Barcelona, descending, good afternoon, Osprey 2472, descending through
Birdman it is, yes. And it kind of tries to chase it.
Osprey 2472 Barcelona, hello, Begur for Foxtrot arrival, descend, flight level 110.
Descend 110 and expect bagger 3 arrival for Osprey 2472.
2472 Begur for Foxtrot arrival and no speed restriction.
4 Foxtrot arrival for Osprey 2472, no speed restriction.
So I'll wait 2
seconds. 51 Golf Romeo Barcelona identified, climb flight level 280.
He said December the profile, didn't he?
51 Golf Romeo, climb flight level 190.
Level 190, run F51 Golf Romeo.
Osprey 2472, speed 280 and out for that.
Speed 280 or less for Osprey 2472.
Good afternoon again. Osprey 380 from Papa at Alicante with Alicante Party or the airport.
Osprey 380 from Papa, hello, dear buddy, shortly, meet us to the Alpha departure, runway 10, squawk 6245.
Party on the airport, just made to see at departure 10 for the one way and squawk 6245 on the 380 from Papa.
380 from Papa, reach correct, brake safe, run F51 Golf Romeo, turn right, heading 0 by 0 degrees.
Left 10 0 degrees, run F51 Golf Romeo.
Run F121, 0 now, wind 170 degrees, 1 off, runway 19, clear takeoff.
19 clear for takeoff, Ryanair 121.
Run F6 Alpha X-ray, Cadena 1 with skid condition. Run F6 Alpha X-ray, Charlie Lima Echo 1 with skid condition.
Confirm that for Ryanair 6 Alpha X-ray.
Run F6 Alpha X-ray FM, Charlie Lima Echo 1 with skid condition.
Charlie Lima Echo 1 transition.
Passano a Tarona to the Corona level push control.
Run 8 to Victor Romeo, Valencia 3 Lima arrival.
Valencia 3 Lima arrival, it's a bit wrong.
Osprey 131 Golf number 2 for the approach, Girona QNH 1016, Via Zulu, runway 19.
QNH 1016, Osprey 121 Golf, service arrival.
Osprey 2472, speed 250 and open air.
Speed 250 or less, Osprey 2472.
Ryanair 121 Barcelona identified, climb flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, Ryanair 121.
Thanks, Christopher. Neil, hello, welcome. You airside today, or you out and about? What a critical phase for this to break the Fly Life studio again. There you go, should be working again now. Oh, connection's lost, fantastic.
Barcelona Control, good afternoon, Scandinavian 050 at flight level 250.
Scandinavian 050, hello, Begur 4, Foxtrot arrival, descend, fly level 130.
Descend flight level 130, could you repeat the arrival, Scandinavian 050?
Begur 4, Foxtrot arrival, and turn right heading 190 degrees.
Slightly buggered that whilst trying to mess around with the Fly Live Studio banner there, so I'm just fighting to get it all back on here.
Scandinavian 050, turn right heading 190.
Right heading 190, bigger 4 Foxtrot arrival, Scandinavian 050.
Turn air 51 Golf Loma, proceed direct deeper.
Adita, running Papa Golf Explorer ready.
Deeper, Delta India Bravo Echo Romeo.
There we go. 10 miles. Speed's coming down.
Turn air 121, turn right heading 050.
Controls there, looking cool.
Roger 080 for Rhino 121.
Scandinavian 050, descend flight level 70, proceed direct V-spot.
Osprey 165 established 8 miles, runway 19 Girona.
Osprey 165, Girona, wind 170 degrees, 4 knots, runway 19 at deadline.
2,500.
Deadland, Osprey 165.
Scandinavian 050, direct V-spot, and descend flight level 70.
Direct V-spot.
Want to sort out this 160 till 4. Aeroplane's struggling with that. But that's quite messy, isn't it? That's the auto thrust. Quite messy. What are we doing? Bobbing about.
Ryanair hour 6 Alpha X-ray.
Here's down 3 green, auto brake low, all ground spoilers are armed, full flaps now and green. Landing lights, signs all set as required. And final approach checks are complete. RDPresets Girona. Don't know, all MSFS default, buddy.
Osprey 2472, descend flight level 70, QNH 1016. From
and there's our landing memos, no blue.
Descend flight level 10, QNH 1016, and clear
smashing
for
them lights, folks.
for runway.
RDPresets Girona will be available on Contrail, Sim Market, the Microsoft Flight Simulator in Sim Marketplace, and on the RDPresets website as well. Coming very soon indeed to Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Osprey 2360, 250 knots left.
250 knots left, watch that, approaching.
Now this is the first time checking this out. I've not even loaded this airport up. I installed it an hour before the stream started today, so you guys are going to get the first look at the same time that I do with this special preview today.
Proceed direct Bravo Lima 443.
Absolutely, George.
Direct to Bravo Lima 443, Ryanair 6 Alpha X-ray.
My controls.
1,000.
Ryanair 121, proceed direct deeper, path the climb, more of the Unicom, bye-bye.
Direct deeper and over to Unicom 122, that's my 8, have a great afternoon, Ryanair 121. Uniform Papa, we're waiting for taxi.
500.
Today 38 Uniform Papa, taxi, Delta Bravo, holding point runway 10.
That's not in Bravo.
The sim servers, I think, are struggling because it's trying to render in all that Bing data around us, which is a little bit distracting. But I'm ignoring that because I'm trying to fly the approach.
350 inbound and
But it's even the live weather's buggering us there. Massive flow. We're still on the ILS profile apparently. We'll just fly as a visual. I want 2 red, 2 white instead. Won't follow the glide slope. There we are. We're getting the glide slope warning. That's because we're flying a visual approach instead now in our heads.
From Beirut, the ILS Zulu approach, runway 19.
Glide slope. 250 knots.
It's the end.
2 route code, runway 09 out to the Navy and 250.
20, retard.
Just to make sure 250 knots. Voilà.
Ooh, he's done a floater.
10, 5.
Scandinavian 250, request clearance by text.
Reverse screen. No, reverse idle. Manual brakes. Reverses have failed. Got reverse green idle and that was it.
Again? Rook set to Papa arrival.
360. That. The reverses have deployed. They're just stuck on idle. Not good. Not smoothest, but it got to the point where we needed to be accurate on the touchdown zone instead of smooth.
2360, flight level 70.
Sim flight level 70, working out on point GCC.
Otherwise it'd been a go around. 2, 3.
Osprey 165, welcome to Girona, taxi gate 4, stand number 1.
Gate 4, stand 1, Osprey 165, thanks. Oh well, went off that. My fault. Brenton. Trying to just trim the trees for the airport services. We got it down. Here we are.
21 Papa Golf, contact Euro Control North, 1135, decimal.
Yeah, it's an issue that they need to fix, really. I thought they would have fixed that, and I'm a little bit disappointed that they haven't. I have to say there.
Golf established on ILS.
Start QATL for
EZ21 Papa Golf.
EZ21 Papa Golf.
EZ21 Papa Golf, 0 west, 1135, decimal 125.
135, 125, EZ21 Papa Golf, bye-bye.
Osprey 247,
pretty much done, yeah.
Following the procedure.
Well, actually, the weather was changing slightly there as well, so it's kind of a bit mucky at the end.
On the procedure.
Descend via the procedure, Osprey 2472.
Osprey 131 Golf, Girona, wind 170 degrees, 4 knots, runway 19 at clear to land.
Clear to land, Osprey 131 Golf.
There we are, gate 1.
Today 3820 from Papa Alicante, wind 090 degrees, 13 knots, runway 10, CF takeoff.
Barcelona Buenas, Ryanair 3, runway Charlie, flight level 370 inbound, full flat.
Ryanair 3, runway Charlie, Barcelona, hello, can you accept flight level 350?
Slow down to a better speed for this.
We can accept flight level
See the
350,
marshal.
Ryanair 3 runway Charlie.
Excuse me with my Toby eye tracker there.
Now flight level 350 due to traffic.
Flight level 350, Ryanair 3.
There's Neil, Spanish Neil.
6 on flashway, descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1016.
600, Jena 4 Quebec departure route. I didn't know the Barcelona airport was inside your airspace, that's why I didn't contact you before.
Jordan 6 on flashway, descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1016.
Descend 4,000 feet, 1016, Ryanair 6 Alpha X-ray.
Jordan 7 Delta, this is a check the 80.
Can't break on.
Started as an 86. Unidentified, climb flight level 190.
Boarding 7 Delta uniform, sorry, my bad, landing flight level
How did I do?
Scandinavian 250
Parked a bit too far, of course it did, apparently I always do.
present heading.
Hey
I
ho.
was not able to make this approach due to too high.
Scandinavian 050, Roger, Girona is on back to airport, so hold when all established.
The boarding requested.
Scandinavian 050, hold when all established, Bravo Alpha, November, North and Lima.
There we are, Girona-Costa, Brava.
Scandinavian 250, sorry, I cannot...
Sounds like everything's getting a bit crackly all of a sudden on the pilot on the network. Sounds like that seems perhaps struggling a little bit. What are we doing here? Let's see. Got the big old cargo loaders as well.
Stay 236, stop descent, flight level 80.
They do. I was just looking at it thinking they are a little bit deployed still, aren't they?
Osprey 236, stop descent, flight level 80.
Definitely clicked to retract them.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Oh well. Good spot, David.
Osprey 131, call, welcome Girona, taxi gate 4 and number 3.
Gate 4, stand 3, Osprey 131. Thank you.
Osprey 2472, Girona, wind 170 degrees, 4 off, runway 19 at Girona.
3 to land, runway 19, Osprey 2472.
So Neil's down, we've got one on final. There's Neil. It's a really nicely situated airport here with some fantastic scenery around us as well. Making it a really nice, immersive regional airport to go and explore.
Can you repeat 6 Alpha X-ray?
6 Alpha X-ray, right directed, time going, over Bravo Lima.
Right direct to Kepler for Ryanair 6 Alpha X-ray.
Don't think there's a GSX preset yet. We'll go over here, but I'm keeping an eye on the approach path of the aeroplane that's just on the finals there, because they are flying along. Look at these ground textures.
No, confirm 4 times, 4 left 4.
Hi Tim Sim, this is the new RDPresets Girona Airport, Girona-Costa, Brava. The Microsoft Flight Simulator is releasing in 2 days. It's a special preview today that we're able to enjoy. It's going to be released on lots of different shops, the RDPresets website, their own website, but also Contrail, the MSFS Marketplace, Sim Market, FlightSim.to is going to be available on various different outlets there.
4,500 feet, Scandinavian.
Doc, big question. You know what, there are issues for me with the Fenix still that I find quite frustrating, like the reversing bug. That's not acceptable. I would have hoped they would have fixed that by now, to be totally honest. How are we doing?
To Victor Romeo, when ready, descend flight level 250.
There he is, he's on short final.
250 ready, when I
Cancel A38 uniform Papa, climb flight level 240.
Flight level 240, respond A38, uniform Papa.
At taxi 24 Romeo Charlie, proceed direct Lampa.
Direct Lampa, taxi 240.
Girona 6 Alpha X-ray, descend 3,000 feet, Sierra Zulu runway 249.
So, came broken through. Can you repeat for 6 Alpha X-ray?
Look at that hill.
6 Alpha X-ray, descend 3,000 feet.
On the runway.
Sierra Zulu runway 249.
Just the other side. That's epic. No wonder it's giving us the terrain warning, folks.
For the
How cool is that?
approach runway 24 right. 6 Alpha X-ray.
Osprey 236, descend flight level 70.
Fenix fixing the issue, George. It's a Fenix issue, I believe. Hey, the Fenix is pretty good. The Flava wire is pretty good anyway. And it doesn't have that weird throttle issue.
You cannot keep vectors on Girona, so you can take your own vectors if you want with an all-9 bunker, channel bunker from the chart.
Yeah, Tim, great update from Robert, isn't it? The 737-900 coming along really nicely from PMDG. And the 777 making very good progress from them as well. That's going to be epic when that comes. Birdman, I know it's it's an issue that's been underlying in Fenix for months now, hasn't it? Dare I say, through the whole of summer, they haven't fixed it, or dare I say, even mentioned that it's a thing, have they? Or yeah, have I got that wrong? I'm not sure, but it's something they really need to fix, and you'd think it'd be a focal point. He's on a float like me as well. That's him trying to work out where he is. Alright, let's snap back to the aeroplane. Let's just buzz over to the other side of the airport here.
Ready for ILS 19er.
This, the whole cargo centre's been done.
For the ILS and report outage.
Report from established Scandinavian 050.
Andy, yes, very cool. Yeah, no worries, buddy.
Today, 38 uniform Papa, say your requested level.
We coming at 240.
Roger.
Let me sort out this drone rotation. That's basically what I want to capture. Is screenshot of all the passengers getting off with some of the Osprey behind.
Click land runway 24 right, Ryanair 6 Alpha X-ray.
There we go.
Canex 5 November India, no stage restriction.
Come on, passengers, where are you? The Fenix Floatbird, man. Pretty much. Jack's, I think, the last one in, right?
Flight level 360, runway 360, back.
Runway 3, Romeo Charlie, Madrid offline, one of the Unicom, bye-bye.
Unicom, bye-bye, runway 3, Romeo Charlie.
Taxi 24 Romeo Charlie, so you can expect 24 left and descend flight level 250.
Level 250 and expect 24 left.
Brendan, no. Flight by Wire doesn't have a modelled cabin.
Scandinavian 050, full established, 19er.
Scandinavian 050,
so,
thank you. Girona, wind 170.
Here we go, let's have a look around, shall we?
Citizen, thank you so much for your assistance.
We'll continue with that cargo sensor over here. Performance saver, very good. There's RDPresets in the house. Say hello, everybody. Share your thoughts with them. Wonderful work. Robin, really, really good work. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the ATC.
What we'll do is we'll explore the airfield a bit, all around the edges, do the interior of the airport and everything as well, check out the terminal building, and then we'll zip around it at night time, maybe that's sunset time as well, which we like to do on the channel. Look at that, that's fantastic. Oh, it helps, the backdrop is just stunning here. Neil, nice stuff. Look at that, we have filled up the apron full of Osprey as well, great. Grab that, there's a little screenshot there for everybody. Don, there certainly is. Very nice Toulouse scenery. Flight Beam Studios, I believe, has created it. Here we are, look at this. There's a congregation of airport vehicles behind us. Fantastic. They all want the signature, that's why, Neil. God, good grief, it goes off into the car park over there as well, look at that. Fuel farm. Graham, thanks, buddy.
Taxi 24 Charlie, contact Palma, radar on frequency 134, decimal 825.
134.825, I might have a great day.
Very cool. It'd be great to have a GSX profile with this. Maybe the tugs and stuff could head off the baggage hall. Like the baggage loaders and things could head off there. Okay, now one thing I did notice, the tower. Looks fantastic, doesn't it? Look at that. Doc wasn't happy, folks. If you are just tuning in, yeah, we're flying an unrealistic route today. It's not acceptable for Doc. Sorry, Doc. It's one that's not actually allowed in real life, that's why, to be fair.
Girona 36 Delta Quebec, climb final flight level 380.
Oh, that's epic. I want to explain the Osprey liveries in the top 10 downloaded. Did not know that. That's fantastic. RDPresets saying custom GSX profile was going to be included in the release version. That's awesome to hear. Really looking forward to that. There's the SAS that's just landed. Actually, was that NPS Gaming? Could have been. Love it. Textures and everything fantastic, aren't they? Should we go into the terminal, folks? Trying to work out point of entry as well for us. Let's see. I reckon we start. Oh, that's quite cool. Little outdoor cafe area.
Girona 6 now, thanks for welcome Barcelona. Continue straight ahead, Juliet November, and 118.
Straight ahead, Juliet November, stand 118. Ryanair 6 over X-ray, thank you.
Another little outdoor seating area there. It's a basic terminal interior, but that helps give us really good performance here with all the detail on the outside.
Osprey 236, Girona, wind 170 degrees, 4 knots, runway 19.
Bus is coming.
Neil saying the hill at the end of the runway doesn't look correct.
Scandinavian 050, welcome Girona, taxi stand number 5, from one of the Unicom flight.
Stand number 5, switching to Unicom, Scandinavian, CFR 0.
There we go, that should work better. Going smashing through all the seats at the moment. It's difficult working through an interior. There we are. I mean, I think that is literally the interior. As we go in here through the things. Yeah, that's all the interior that we've got. And I noticed there was a few bits down here somewhere, wasn't there? So get my bearings. Maybe not.
Passengers, the boarding sign.
Let's go for night time. Or sunset. Sunset's always a good one. We want that purpley hue. Oh yeah. Favourite time of the day and night. Look at that. Oh, we got Jack on final, folks. Christopher, yes, Osprey Airways is included in FSLTL, one of the first airlines to be added to it, Virtual Airlines. Mustn't Fly UK. We'll watch Jack land at sunset, and then we'll buzz back towards the apron, shall we, and have a look overhead. Steve saying, flew there this summer on my holes. Looks spot on, nice work. There you go.
You want to deboard crew.
Yeah, let's get both crew out.
Crew bus is coming.
Go and enjoy your night stop, folks. Here we go. Might just wind the time back a tiny bit. Use the mouse wheel to scroll back a few minutes. Just change that hue somewhat. There we are. Light this fire up in the sky. Ian, you had the same thing then? Glad it wasn't just me. So I cocked the landing up quite a bit. Oh, MPS Gamer, you're quite far then. Mikael, no worries buddy, have a good one.
Girona to Victor Romeo descent, flight level 70.
Descent level 70,
Through the boarding side.
I think that was a storm. But he's down. And if he can fly again, then that's good enough. Let's get that drone camera to pan around here. Right, we need that sun to come back a little bit again. Where are we? That's a bit better. Yeah, ouch indeed. They're getting their compensation forms put in there for whiplash. Look how good their emissives are at this airport this time of day. Fantastic. Look at that.
The pilots, the boarding starting.
Land control, this is Osprey 226, vacate runway 19, request taxi to stand.
Osprey 236, welcome Girona, taxi right on Tango, gate 4, and number 7.
Really, really nice night time. That's absolutely fantastic.
Roger that, taxi right on Tango.
So we enjoyed MSFS Simulations Prishtina International Airport. It's in Kosovo. BKPR is the 4-letter ICAO code for that bad boy, and it's been released now for a few weeks, in fact. And it's available on various outlets. So very, very nice indeed. Limited on those of you who like real-world routes though, but having said that, this airport, RDPresets Girona-Costa Brava, it's just north of Barcelona. Beautiful backdrop of the hills all around the airport, kind of nestled in the valley almost. And pretty spectacular. Neil wants to see the ramp illuminations when it's absolutely dark, so we'll go to 2107. There you go. How's that?
From Vilna, Sierra Zulu runway 10.
115 from Vilna to Sierra runway 12,
Europa 7505, one of the Unicom, bye-bye. Thanks on Unicom, Europa 7505.
Going back onto this then, RDPresets Girona-Costa Brava is going to be released in 2 days' time. I'm not sure of the price, but it's going to be available on the RDPresets website, which is linked in the description of today's live stream. It's going to be available on Contrail, for those of you who love a bit of Contrail web shop like me. The Microsoft Flight Simulator in-sim store. Flightsim.to amongst some other outlets too. Thank you to everybody who's flown along today. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Thank you very much to RDPresets for sending us this copy for us to preview the stream today with this new scenery to you guys. Look at that. It's pretty cool looking, isn't it? How cool is that? Keep an eye out over the next few days. We're going to be having a look at the new Just Flight Black Square steam gauge overhaul for the King Air in Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're going to do a fairly detailed first look at that product that's coming very soon to MSFS. And keep your eye out for this to be released in 2 days on the 11th of October. Yeah, glide slope seemed a little off for us there. I'd probably agree with that, but it could be a bit of potential pilot error as well. Thank you to everybody who flew along today too. We had quite a lot of people flying along on Osprey, which is always great to see, on X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I hope you guys have a great week ahead. I'm back to work from Monday onwards, but over the next few days I'm going to be planning the streams in the coming weekend. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you very soon. Take care. Thanks for watching.